Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I'm Marsha Adlina binti Azizul Azihain. I'm the first year student of food technology. So today I'm going to explain the gas law that's suitable with the way COVID-19 virus may spread rapidly inside an aircraft cabin. So let's go! COVID-19 or coronavirus disease 2019 is a disease caused by a virus named Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus 2, SARS-CoV-2, and was discovered in December 2019 in Wuhan, China. It is very contagious and has quickly spread around the world. On the 25th January 2020, the first case of COVID-19 was detected in Malaysia and traced back to 3 Chinese nationals who previously had close contact with an infected person in Singapore. They had travelled into Malaysia via Singapore on the 24th January 2020. COVID-19 transmits when people breathe in air contaminated by droplets and small airborne particles containing the virus. The risk of breathing these in is highest when people are in close proximity, but they can be inhaled over longer distances, particularly indoors. Transmission can also occur if splashed or sprayed with contaminated fluids in the eyes, nose, or mouth, and rarely via contaminated surfaces. People remain contagious for up to 20 days and can spread the virus even if they do not develop symptoms. So, firstly, what is aircraft cabin? The cabin is a section of an aircraft where passengers are seated during a flight. We could say that the cabin is a closed environment. The aircraft cabin is similar to other indoor environments such as homes and offices, in that people are exposed to a mixture of outside and recirculated air. The outside air in the aircraft is usually supplied by a compressor on the engine and is also called bleed air. So, what is the gas law that explains how can COVID-19 virus may spread rapidly inside an aircraft cabin? It is Boyle's law. Boyle's law states that the volume of a gas at constant temperature varies inversely with the pressure exerted on it. For the discussed situation, which is in the aircraft, it moves at higher altitude. The higher the altitude, the lower the pressure, and the temperature will become lower too. So, air expands and the volume increases. The number of molecules decreases, while the frequencies of collision of molecules will be decreased. This also related to why the temperature become lower, which is due to the lesser the collision, the lower the kinetic energy, the lower the temperature. It is because the temperature is the average kinetic energy of the system. So this means as the gas molecules expand, the airborne droplets could be spreaded rapidly through the air inside the cabin. This might become worse due to the condition inside the aircraft. The ventilation system inside the aircraft is designed to circulate air. Air in the cabin is refreshed every 4 minutes through high efficiency particulate air (HEPA), which removes 99.9% of all germs. But within these 4 minutes, air has usually missed across 3 rows in front and behind, possibly even as 5 to 7 rows if people have been moving along the aisles. When people cough or talk, droplets go up to the ceiling level, then the ventilation system brings it down along the walls of the window and to the floor level, and then it could at least go to the other side of the aisles.
But you also see from this seat map, passenger seat as far as 7 seats could get infected. So we also suspect that the wake caused by a walking passenger or a walking flight attendant could bring these particles very far.
Finally, the passengers who sit next to the sick passenger are at high risk, but the passengers as far as 7 seats away also could get infected. So, here I will show a part of an infrared video that shows the risk of airborne coronavirus spread.
They are close enough that you can see clearly how the exhaled air from one person reaches the other.
According to Jimenez, the exhaled breath from each person reaches the other with little interference. The risk of transmission is increased by prolonged duration of exposure and concentration of viral particles in a confined space. Post used the camera system to illustrate how airflows, capable of transporting airborne viral particles transmitted in our breath, could travel under various circumstances and spread COVID-19. According to experts who spoke with the Post, the footage underrepresents the potential risk of exposure from these airborne particles, capable of potentially transmitting the virus. Those particles spread farther and linger longer than the visible exhalation plume, which dissipates quickly to a level of concentration that is no longer detectable by the camera.
Environmental factors such as airflow in the space can dampen the transmission of the virus even when in proximity of a person infected. That is why our Health Ministry of Malaysia had introduced 3W and 3C as the precautions to reduce the risk of getting infected. 3W, wash, wear and warn. 3C, crowded places, confined spaces and close conversation. The second W, which is wear, is really related with the concept that I'm trying to explain right now. Wear a mask could reduce the number of droplets coming out, so there may be less of the virus in the air by the time it reaches the other person, reducing the chance of infection.
So let's say you have 100 droplets coming out from the mouth. By the time they get past the mask, maybe there's only 80, maybe there's only 50, depending on what quality of a face mask you're wearing. But either way, it's going to reduce to some degree the number of droplets coming out.
In this video filmed indoors, 2 people are talking and wearing masks.
So much is contained by the mask. I don't see any air crossing that zone at all.
So that's all from me. Thank you for lending your ears. Thank you. Bye bye. See you when I see you.